In this lesson, we are going to create website layout. What we're going to do is to create a header like this with logo and brand. On the right side, header menu to show cart and sign in button. In the main content, we create a space for listing products, and at the very end, we have footer to show brand name and all right reserved. Also, we change the fav icon of the website. To get the source code of this lesson, go to this link, github.com/basir/nextpg-shad-cn e-commerce, and click on commits. Then find this lesson 4, create website layout. You can copy code snippet from here into your code editor. Let's get to code. Let's start by removing fav icon and Vercel and next SVG. In app, remove fav icon. In public, remove next and Vercel SVG, and then add icon.svg to app folder and logo.svg to public assets icon. Inside public, create new folder, assets. In assets, create new folder, icons. You can find icon.svg and logo.svg from my repository, link in the description. Here is logo.svg. I just put it in assets. Let's rename assets like this. And in app folder, add logo.svg. Next step is editing global.css and add utility layer for creating website layout. Open global.css, scroll down. After layer base, create another layer, set the name to utility, create wrapper class. It's gonna be the wrapper of whole website. What I did here is to set the max width to 7XL for large screen, make item center aligned, padding 5. For medium screen, create padding horizontally 10 and full width. Another class is flex start and flex center and flex between. So instead of writing this long classes, I just use flex start if I need this type of class in my application. Also, for creating standard fonts sizes, I'm using heading 1, 2, and 3 bold. What I did is to set the font to bold, set text to 3XL, but for larger screen, make it 4XL. It's very similar to heading 2 and heading 3. Next step is creating index.ts in constant folder. Next step is creating constant, like app name and app description. Go to live folder, create constant. Inside that, create index.ts. Here is the code. Define app name and export it. If we have app name in the env file, use it. Otherwise, it's gonna be Amazona. For app description, also I check environment variables. If there is no value for app description, use this. Next step is creating header component. Inside components folder, create shared folder. Right here, new folder shared. I'm not gonna mix it with shad-cn components. And inside that, create new folder for header. In header, create new file, index.tsx. Here is the code for header. First of all, we import shopping cart from Lucid React. It's a shopping cart icon. Import image and link from Next. And import button from shad-cn UI. Also import app name from constant. Then define header component and at the very end export default header. Inside this component, I'll return this JSX. The wrapper is header semantic element of HTML5. Set class name to full width and create border button. Inside that, create a div. Set class name to wrapper. So we're going to use the wrapper that we have defined here in utilities in global.css. And use flex between. So we're using this class too. It creates flex justify between item center. Inside that, create another div, set class name to flex start. So items is gonna be on the left side here. In this div, create a link, set href to homepage and class name to flex start to. Inside that, render an image using image component from next, set the source to the logo.svg and set width and height and alternative text to the app name logo. Next to the image, the logo, show the render application name. After this div, create another div. So this one is gonna be the menu, the header menu on the right side of the application. What I'm gonna render is a button. Inside button, render a link. So I'm making as child props to true and set variant to ghost. By having this, I can render a link like a button. Render a link and set the icon to shopping cart. Next to the shopping cart icon, render cart. Next to this button, create another button, set the link to href to sign in. For this link, replace shopping cart with user icon. Select this one to auto import user icon from Lucid React. Then set the caption to sign in. And let's go for next step. Create footer component inside shared folder. Inside component, shared, right click, new file, footer.tsx. The reason that I'm using folder for header and file for footer is that we're gonna add other components to the header, but footer is a single component. Here is the code for footer. Import app name, render footer semantic HTML5. Inside that, create a div, set flex center, and the value in this div is current year, app name, all right reserved. Next step is creating route group. Go to app folder, create a new folder. Inside parentheses, put root. So it's gonna be the root of application. Inside that, create a new file for layout, set it to layout.tsx. Here is the code for layout. Import footer and header. Export default function root layout. It accepts children of type React node. Inside that, we return a div. Set the class name to flex, make it full height, and set the flex direction to column. So inside that, we have header at the top, main in the center, and footer at the bottom. Render header and footer, and inside that, render main semantic element from HTML5, set class name to flex1, and wrapper. So it's gonna occupy, by using flex1, it's gonna occupy the remaining space between header and footer. Also, we use wrapper to create margin for elements inside the main element. Then render children inside main. Great. Let's go for next step. Here, I'm going to move page.tsx to the root group. Go to app folder, find page.tsx and drag it inside root. Move. That's it. Great, let's test the result. Awesome. Here is the website layout. We have header, we have footer, and the main content. It has padding from left and right. In the header, I have logo, brand name, header menu for shopping cart and sign in. And in the footer, I have brand name and all right reserved. That's it about this lesson. Until next lesson, bye-bye.